The Garrett Perry podcast. This one's on YouTube only. I'm making too many of these. I only make one a week for the YouTube, and then I make one a week for the airwaves that also gets put on the YouTube. This will be episode 33. I was just going down a spiral of depression and anxiety and feeling that I wasn't good enough. And I have a sty thing on my eye. Like my eyes lid is all red and puffy. And I think it might be stress related. I had really crappy, well, I could say this because I'm on the internet. It was a shitty ass experience at Michael's, the art store, the art warehouse. It was just crappy customer service. I might have been in the wrong for sure. I found a mistake on their website, and I thought it was the truth, but apparently there was a mistake on the website where it was a buy one, get one free, and it showed in the buy one, get one free flyer 5-pack of 16 by 20. It's their value pack. They sell it for $17, and there's 5 16 by 20 canvases in there. And so obviously a buy one, get one free deal on that is amazing. So I went to go get it. But there was no flyers around there, and I talked to the manager about it, and I said I have a complaint. Like I want my 2-for-1, buy one, get one free, you know? But I wish I remember what happened exactly, because just persisted that there was a picture on the website, and he was trying to show me the view details button that I didn't click, and then he was going to try and show me where the canvases were on sale, which I just saw. It's like I'm not an idiot. But no, it escalated to the point where he was threatening to call the cops, to the point where he went and mimed that he phoned the cops, like really easily, like, oh shoot, we're getting the cops involved. And boy, did I feel judged. God damn, that sucked. Doesn't happen that often to me. Obviously, I got judged. He was thinking I might be irrational, gonna be the bigger person that I am, start lashing out, be a gorilla on him, snap his neck like he deserved. But I don't do that kind of crap. And like, even as he was phoning the police, or at least pretending to, just looking at him like, really? This is what you're doing right now? It's like, just give me the deal that is on the website and do your customer service job. So I called his bluff. I was like, fuck it, I'll wait for the cops. I'll talk to them. I'll tell them what happened here. It was like, hopefully this guy will get locked up for his criminal bullshit. Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but I was definitely willing to talk about it to the police. I'll let them take my name. They should know me by now. Last time I had my police phoned on me, I was making posts on Facebook saying shit like I'm gonna hurt myself, and I just wanted the attention at that point. Obviously, when I made those posts, I had already hurt myself. I gave myself black eyes. I was punching myself. That was an anxiety-induced panic attack going on, induced a lot by alcohol and just some friendship situations, I guess. Nothing major. Just me being weak more than anything. So I've had experience talking to the police because obviously my friends were worried about me. I was saying I was gonna hurt myself. Everybody assumed suicide. I wasn't anywhere near there, but at least I was talking about it. Really hard. So yeah, getting the police phone on me. I ended up calling his bluff. I'm like, all right, fine. Can I have a seat? Do you want me to wait outside? So he ended up bringing my canvases that I brought to the till and got them to mark it 50% off. I knew the police weren't coming. I took my tiny win Except I was a little disappointed. I wanted the 2-for-1. I didn't just want 150% off. Now I'm going to have to go back and get canvases again. I don't know if I can be an artist anymore. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know what I'm doing ever. And my friend brought up an important point. He was trying to tell me something, but I had no idea what the crap he's trying to say. To be honest, I think he was trying to tell me that I was gay. And that's not the case. Though I've been in that situation before. A lot of people have made that assumption with me before, so I'm used to it by now. And it's a struggle for them to try to have this conversation with me more than it is a struggle with me with the conversation. I'm totally fine with it. It's like, what are you trying to get at? But one of his hints, he said, was that having a self-image, self-esteem, is what he started off with, was having an image of yourself. And for the longest time, I wanted to be a filmmaker. My image and what I saw myself really was highly reflected when I worked at CKPG. I had a job in television, man, and I was living life that was my image, obviously, and it wasn't good enough for me because I was only working 2 to 3 days a week. I wasn't making enough money to thrive. I was barely surviving. So, they let me go. When it comes down to these moments, you gotta ask yourself, like, is it me? And it's a funny statement for me to say because it's obviously me. Like, there's no way it's anybody else. I didn't get fired because of things that other people did. I got fired because of things I did. I was the one that brought up the mistake on the website, and that's why he phoned the police on me. Does that work? No, that one seems silly still. Why the heck would you phone the police on me? It's not like I was getting violent. I wasn't even getting angry. I was maybe getting a little frustrated, I guess, because he was refusing to admit what was on the front page of his website. I'm like, do you not see this on the front page of your website? Like, he was deflecting me hard. I'm glad I got the little win, but geez, I don't even feel comfortable, and I don't even feel like expressing myself as an artist at this moment. Obviously, I hope it comes back tomorrow. Like, I've been painting every day. I was running out of canvases. I had to go get more. And then this crap happened. Fucking Michaels. Their manager's stupid. Calling the police on me. That's the thing that really gets me. I did not deserve to have the police phoned on me. It was obviously a bluff, but goddamn, what bullshit. I'm gonna take a break. This is the Garrett Perry Podcast. Yeah, so sometimes it's fun to complain about things. I'm gonna do so now. Ooh, murders are terrible. Terrible, terrible stuff. Oh man, I hate dusty records. They sound so terrible and crackly. Just want to listen to the music. Oh man, do I hate having to clean out my hard drive space, deleting video files. Oh man, I like to hoard things, but man, am I a hoarder. Damn, I'm conflicted. I am the walrus. Cuckoo Cachoo, Justin Long is the real walrus. Tusk is the film to watch. It stars Justin Long as a podcaster, and his co-podcaster is the kid from The Sixth Sense. I see dead people. But he's all grown up. Must be like, I don't know, in his 20s somewhere. It's hard to judge. So anyway, there's these podcasters, and one of them, Justin Long, the one guy, he flies to Canada. To Canada, eh? Where red, white, and never blue. And he's supposed to be there interviewing a guy that was in his own kind of viral video, but it was embarrassing. I think it was a kid chopping off his legs with a sword or something. I don't know. Silly movie. But anyway, that interview falls through while he's in Canada. So he's there drinking in a bar. He goes to the bathroom and he finds this list of this, or finds this post of this guy. He's like, I just want to talk and tell my stories. And the guy's like, oh man, that's going to be perfect for a podcast. So he phones up this guy and he goes over to meet him. And he's like, yeah, you're going to really save my podcast. And then he has some tea and then he falls asleep. He's like, he's like, and then he's wakes up and his legs are cut off. And the guy there is feeding him some story like, oh, a brown recluse spider bit you. I had to put you out and cut off your leg to save your life. And then I guess his podcaster friend and his girlfriend, and a little extra drama, his podcaster friend sleeping with his girlfriend. So they're really having a true romance while this is going on. So anyway, he's missing, right? He's like just in Canada, and then he goes to interview this guy, but he never told anybody. He's just gone one day. I think at one point he leaves a voicemail. Justin Long's character leaves a voicemail to his girlfriend while they're sleeping together, and they don't get it until the next day. So they fly to Canada, find a private investigator who is Guy Lapointe. He's a Montreal Canadien. He's played by Johnny Depp, of all people. So anyway, the guy who tells the stories, played by Michael Parks, by the way, he chops off Justin Long's legs, takes the bones out of his shins and attaches it to his face, so he has these walrus-like tusks. And then he makes like a meat suit he's made out of other people that he's killed, so he's like big and blubbery like the walrus. And then Michael Parks has his own blubber suit, and he makes Justin Long, I think he makes Justin Long kill him. Makes him, and in that act of violence in a walrus suit against his oppressor, he fully becomes the walrus. So it's just like at this pinnacle moment when he kills the guy and goes full walrus is when Guy Lapointe comes in, and I think he shoots the guy as well, or maybe not. He's there with a gun at least, and it's like this horrible, disfigured Justin Long. And the last scene of the movie is just his old podcast friend and his ex-girlfriend, who's now his podcast friend's girlfriend, feeding him a fish in this walrus enclosure. He went full walrus. He couldn't go back. I really derailed there about complaining about things. I don't like to complain about things. I spent the first 10 minutes of this podcast complaining about Michaels. I hope they do something good about that. I hope they don't, like, phone police on their other customers. I mean, I'm an artist. I need some art supplies sometimes. I do plan on going back, but am I going to be welcomed back? Do I even really feel like continue being an artist? I think I already said earlier, it's not at this specific moment do I feel like being an artist. I just want to curl up in a ball and cry. I want to talk to somebody about it and get their thoughts. But I have no one to talk to. All by myself, living alone. It's 2:40 a.m. as I record this moment. And I believe I will make this podcast available in the morning. Some audible edibles for your earlobicles. Sans camera with microphone. Sans Nas. Stroke Time, brought to you by the Garrett Perry Podcast. Oh, my eye hurts. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's like getting all infected or something. I have these bags under my eyes, and they've just kind of been existing there. It's probably another reason why that guy at Michael's judged me so. Big guy. Bags under his eyes. He's like, oh man, this guy's all fudged up on drugs. Man, I just look for drama in my life. Very few. I barely give it any opportunities. But, just trying to get an honor of what's on their website. Makes me just want to clam up and not talk about it. I just want to... I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to be. I don't know if I want to be the cat artist. I don't know if I want to be the filmmaker. I don't know if I want to be a comedian. I know I don't want to be homeless. I know I don't want to live in the streets. I know I don't want to be alone all the time. I like company. I want to have a relationship. I put myself out there before, and it was obviously a bad experience. I don't know why I said obviously. I just expect... I mean, that you have the same low self-esteem vision of me that... just worthless. Not even worth getting in a relationship. Just have to be alone and exist, I guess. I don't know. There's nothing out there for me, I guess. This is what I'm getting at, what I feel like. I hope to have a guest on my next podcast. I'm going to have Cruz Moore, filmmaker, be hopefully filming it later on today, 9 p.m. live on Cipher. It's going to be all right. It's going to be cool. We're going to talk about films and talk about what inspires us. Obviously, we're going to talk about Robert Benford because that's the subject of his docu-film that we are going to be discussing. I think we might become friends. Who knows? Like Conan O'Brien with his podcast. Conan needs a friend. Garrett needs a friend. Garrett needs a friend. I am lonely. I paint on the cats. I'm a jabroni. Yeah, jabroni. It's kind of hard to argue. I am a jabroni. I think I'm going to cut the podcast short today. It's going to be a short podcast filled with negative emotions, negative love stats. This is what I'm striving to not to be, but in an effort to isolate what I don't want to be. I gotta live in it a little bit longer. I gotta figure out why someone would phone the police on me for wanting a deal that's on their website, right on their main page. Never judge a book by its cover, especially Michael's. Their cover is wrong. This has been a short installment of the Garrett Perry podcast on podcast.